Welcome to Spectator Sporting, sponsored by SpectatorSporting.com. I'm Zach Roach.
I'm Adi Waller.
This is episode number 21. We call it the Kevin Garnett / Tim Duncan Show. Big players, both power forwards, both legends. Make sure you go to SpectatorSporting.com and subscribe to that YouTube page. My man also got some dope articles on there that you need to read. Go ahead and comment on them, agree or disagree. We got a big show for y'all today. We talking football, of course, but preseason started. The NBA is back, and we got a couple special guests. We got James Babby here to talk about the Bulls, aka Jimmy Black.
Right.
And we also got Terence Cavin here. He's going to talk about the rest of the NBA. Can't wait to get into it. But let's get right into it. Confidence points. Go ahead and explain some. Go ahead and give us another explanation of this.
Well, you beat me, man. In the NFL Week 4 confidence points pool, you beat me 86-76. All right, you got me. You stopped my 2-week winning streak I had on you. Okay, mainly because of that Saints-Giants game. You picked the New Orleans Saints to go to New York and beat the Giants. All right, you gave the Saints 9 confidence points. I gave the Giants 5 confidence points. Odell Beckham Jr. He was very upset. He was yelling on the sideline. I was yelling at the TV. Okay, we was both upset. It wasn't going down. He couldn't get no explosive plays against that Saints defense. And Alvin Kamara, the guy, he came up big. I mean, the Giants had a chance to win the game at the end of the fourth quarter with 2 minutes to go in the game. They was only down 8 points. Defense needed to get a stop, but Kamara, a nice little 48-yard run, a little nifty run to put the game away and to get the Saints to win, to get Roach to win, beat me for the week. And also, overall, you extended your lead on me. I think you beat me 301 to 287. You got a 14-point lead on me right here. So I had a tough week, man. I need to bounce back.
Before we get in further, I just want to ask you one question about the Giants and Saints game. Are the Giants regretting not drafting a quarterback?
Yeah. I mean, that's what it looks like. Okay, because they could have had Sam Darnold. They could have had Sam Darnold on their team. They could have had Josh Allen or Josh Rosen.
Oh. Yeah.
So you got this guy, Saquon Barkley. They could have got a running back in the second round. They could have got Sony Michel in the second round. In the first, maybe traded up in the first round to get Sony Michel. Okay, but yeah, it's not looking good. They probably should have got Sam Darnold.
Well, it was a good week for me. Thank you for the victory. Let's talk about this week. Some big time games this week. It's some monster games. Well, this one is a kind of a game where both teams are coming off some losses.
Right.
The Minnesota Vikings went to LA, and the Minnesota Vikings, who was supposed to have a top 3 defense in the league, has been anything but top 3, more like bottom 3.
Right.
It has just not been good. Right. I mean, their cornerbacks are giving up big play after big play, but on the offensive side, Kirk Cousins is earning his money. He is balling. So their offense is actually the dominant force on their team. Where Philly, Carson Wentz, he's just coming back. He's still shaking the rust off, as you can see.
Yeah, he is.
And that was a big play. He was up 17-3 against the Titans and lost that game in the fourth quarter, in overtime.
Right.
What's your thoughts on the Vikings going to Philadelphia?
Well, yeah, this is a rematch of the NFC Championship game where Nick Foles did what to the Vikings?
Absolutely lit them up.
He lit them up,
Yeah.
man. Look, the Vikings, they have bad luck against the Philadelphia Eagles. They only won 2 out of the last 9 games against the Eagles, all right? And that defense, you talked about it, okay? I know Everson Griffin, he's out. He's suffering through some mental health issues. He apologized for some irrational behavior. But that's no excuse to get whooped by the Buffalo Bills at home. Josh Allen putting up 27 points on you, okay? I can see the Rams, but the Buffalo Bills, the Bills don't score 27 points on teams, all right?
Yeah.
So they have Harrison Smith. They got Danielle Hunter, Sheldon Richardson. Those guys need to step up,
Xavier
all right?
Rhodes.
Right, they're stacked. I don't know what's happening with those guys. So now on the flip side, the Eagles, they're not tearing it up themselves.
Nope.
Like you said, they blew a 17-point lead. They had the lead in the overtime, okay, against the Tennessee Titans. And they gave up, it was 4th and 15.
Yep.
And they gave up the prevent defense. The guy, Corey Graham, gave up the first down, things like that. So, but the Eagles, at home, they're going home during this game. They won 12 out of the last 13 games at home, okay? That one loss they got was the last game of the season against the Cowboys when they already had a bye week, a first seed sold up, so they played their bench. The Eagles are solid at home. I picked the Eagles to win this game. I gave the Eagles how many confidence points? I gave them 8 confidence points. I got them winning this game 26-21.
Look, the Eagles are at home. And I give you that. And they got the psychological advantage maybe because they beat them in the NFC Championship game last year. But I'm going with the Vikings for the simple reason Carson Wentz to me is still getting right. I don't know if he's Carson Wentz yet. Mm-hmm. He's just Carson right now. He ain't Carson Wentz yet. He's just Carson right now. And I think Kirk Cousins and that offense with those receivers, with Diggs and Tyler, are going to light them up again. And I think it's going to be a close game, and I think it's going to end up turning into a high-scoring game. But I got the Vikings winning. I gave them 3 confidence points. I got them winning 31-30.
Wow.
It's going to be one of those games because this is a very important game for both teams.
No doubt.
Very important, especially for the Vikings with the Bears 3-1, the Packers winning last week. They need
Vikings. This is a must-win.
This is a must-win. Absolutely. Could we have an AFC Championship title preview right here? I mean, without the Patriots, you got the Jacksonville Jaguars against the what they call them, Showtime Mahomes.
Right, Showtime Mahomes.
And the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs are just lighting the scoreboard up, but I was more impressed with that victory against Denver. Mahomes showed me something. He showed that he can get hit, he can bounce back, and he can make plays in crucial times of the game. And I'm on the bandwagon now. That's it. I'm there. I'm not getting off. I'm on that train. It's just what it is. He is that good. Jacksonville, top defense. They had a ugly loss to the Tennessee Titans 9-6, but they was able to bounce back with a victory. What's your thoughts on this game?
Oh yeah, man. Like Patrick Mahomes, they call him Showtime Mahomes, but I call him Black Favre. Okay, did you see that play when Von Miller?
Yeah.
It was the final drive, the game-winning drive for the Chiefs. He was scrambling to his left. Von Miller hit him, but he switched the ball to his left hand and threw a first down with his left hand.
That's incredible.
The guy is impressive. He's cool in the pocket. He has poise. The guy looked like he's been there before. Okay, now he's going against an even bigger test. He, in a hostile environment in Denver, Mile High, he came through. But now he has to play the number one team, the number one defense in the NFL, the Jaguars defense. They're number one in the NFL in points allowed per game and yards allowed per game, okay? But that's not why I'm picking the Jaguars. All right, look, the Kansas City Chiefs, you saw Booger McFarland roasting them boys.
Yeah.
Them boys can't tackle. They want to arm tackle people, all right?
Yeah.
Now look, the Chiefs, they allow the most yards per play, okay? Yards per carry, the Chiefs defense is the worst in the league in yards allowed per carry, okay? Now you got, Leonard Fournette, he might not play. He's questionable. But they still have T.J. Yeldon.
T.J. Yeldon is a good backup.
Yeah.
He can get the job done.
Yeah, no doubt. So I think that the Jaguars are going to run the ball down their throats. They're going to have the ball control, time of possession, keep Patrick Mahomes on this sideline, keep that clock rolling. I got the Jaguars winning this game. I have them winning 20-17 at Arrowhead Stadium, and I gave them 3 confidence points.
I agree with you. I'm going with Jacksonville in this game too because I think the running game, I think they're going to dominate the line of scrimmage and they're going to hold the ball, they're going to possess the ball, and I got Jacksonville winning. I gave them 5 points and I got them winning 23-20.
Okay.
So I think it's going to be a close game, but I think Jacksonville shows out at the end and pulls this one out. You're watching Spectator Sporting on SpectatorSporting.com. When we come back, the Bears with a big-time victory against Tampa Bay. We'll talk about more when we're back. Welcome back to Spectator Sporting, sponsored by SpectatorSporting.com. I'm Zach Roach.
I'm Marty Waller.
This is the episode number 21. We call it the Kevin Garnett / Tim Duncan edition. 2 legends, 2 Hall of Famers. Gotta show them some love. Make sure you go on the YouTube page, Spectator Sporting. Hit that subscribe button. We got previous shows, previous clips. This will be on there soon, and we'll have clips of this show as well coming up very, very soon. Make sure you check out the articles he's written on SpectatorSporting.com. They're pretty dope. We got James Babbitt, a.k.a. Jimmy Black here, talking Chicago Bulls. And we got Terence Cavin talking about the rest of the NBA.
Right.
But let's talk Bears.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Now, you talk about an exciting Sunday. You talk about an exciting Sunday.
Man.
I mean, the whole talk going into the week, the first three weeks, even though the Bears were 2-1, you would act like we were 0-3 the way they were down in Mitch Trubisky. Now, I've always said I'm not going to judge Mitch until the end of the season.
Right.
But for one game, Mitch had a shut up Chicago game. He had a shut up Chicago game. What was your thoughts on that game?
Oh yeah, man. You know, coming into that game, Mitch Trubisky, now that was a big pleasant surprise against the Bucs, okay? Because coming into the game, he only had one game in his career where he threw for more than one touchdown pass, okay? And only one game in his career where he threw for more than 300 yards, okay? So that's why he heard all the chirping in the media and through the fans, okay? But like you said, at least for one day, he made Bears fans feel like we might not be cursed at the quarterback position, okay? Because you talk about people like Jay Cutler, Rick Meyer, Kate McNown, stuff like that. We've seen too much of this, man. That's why we're pessimistic. All right, so that pass, that 14-yard touchdown pass to Allen Robinson, that was nice over the shoulder.
That was beautiful pass.
That's the stuff we heard about when he was coming out of North Carolina, when Ryan Pace traded up to get him. All right, and then Taylor Gabriel, nice diving catch. I loved it, man. The guy, he broke out 104 yards, 7 receptions, 2 touchdowns, okay? And then I love the shoulder shrug, pump fake to Tariq Cohen in the flat, and then he threw a perfect strike to Josh Bellamy. Look, and Josh Bellamy took over for Anthony Miller, who was out. He was hurt with his shoulder, okay? Now, Mitch Trubisky looked comfortable. He wasn't timid. He wasn't indecisive. He had poise, okay? So definitely hope that continues.
We got to give a shout out to Coach Nagy, Matt Nagy. He called a great game plan for that game as well. And the Bears' offensive line is under the radar, but quietly they have been very good all season.
Right.
They have been very good. I think the first few games, Mitch could have had some plays like this in the first few games. They've been blocking for him. It was just Mitch was missing passes, but today he hit him. He hit him on Sunday. Excuse me, against Tampa Bay. He hit him. So going forward. Now, no one is expecting Mitch to throw 6 touchdowns. That's not going to happen. We get that. But if he could be half as good, or not even half, 40% of that every game, the Bears have a real shot.
Yeah, they definitely have a real shot, and I'm glad you mentioned the offensive line. Because Charles Leno Jr. and Bobby Massey, they took a lot of heat in the Chicago media, talking about they're not good enough and things like that. Those guys, man, Mitch Trubisky, he had enough time to bake a cake before he threw a ball to his receivers back there.
Yes.
Got to give him some props and things like that. And then Tariq, the chicken salad man, Cohen, 174.
He got busy.
All-purpose yards.
He got busy. That offense, everybody they brought over in the offseason, Allen Robinson, Taylor Gabriel, Burton, that was what they was brought over for, and it all came to fruition in that one game. Everybody they signed, everybody they picked up for the specific reason they picked them up and signed them and played them, all did that.
No doubt.
That was excellent. But even though the Bears put up 48 points and Mitch had 6 touchdowns, at the end of the day, this team starts with the defense. And once again, Tampa Bay came in high-powered, 400 yards on fire. Fitz, Ritz, whatever you want to call them, magic became tragic against the Bears defense. I mean, Khalil Mack, once again, 4th straight game with a sack and a forced fumble. Akeem Hicks with a sack. They killed the pocket. Fitz couldn't do nothing. They caused some turnovers. What's your thoughts on the Bears defense?
Yeah, like you said, man, Fitz magic. He turned tragic and everything. But he came into the game. Coming into the game, he had an NFL record for most games in a row, consecutive games with at least 400 yards passing. Okay. Then we heard the news about Prince Amukamara.
Yep.
We had a feeling that he was going to play, but he couldn't play because of that hamstring. And you got Deshaun Jackson coming in. You have Mike Evans coming in. I'm like, oh, man, whoa, man, this might not be the deal here. But the guy, the undrafted free agent, Kevin Tolliver, that guy came up from LSU, the cornerback. He's 6'2". He played solid. He did give up one play, that 40-yard catch by Deshaun Jackson, but Deshaun Jackson burns everybody. Okay, that's all Tolliver gave up. You got to give him props. Vic Fangio prepares guys. He knows how to get guys to play above and beyond their expectations. All right, now Kyle Fuller, got to give him some love. He took a lot of heat the first couple of games, but he didn't give up any big plays. He gave up close to nothing. You didn't see Mike Evans catching the ball over him and stuff like that.
Mike Evans didn't do nothing. Right?
Yeah, Cal Fuller did his thing, and then you got Fitzpatrick only threw for 126 passing yards. The guy, Bryce Callahan, the nickelback. You see him getting deflections. You see him getting tackles for loss. According to Pro Football Focus, they got him rated as the #1 nickelback in the NFL right now, Bryce Callahan. And that was supposed to be a weakness for the Bears, the secondary. I didn't even mention Eddie Jackson doing his thing.
He's becoming a star.
Two consecutive games with interception. The secondary stepping up. I think they kept hearing about the front seven. That's all they heard about, the front seven. The secondary, they're like, look, we're here too. We're trying to do our thing. We're making an impact.
And I think that's what Khalil Mack is making his biggest impact. It's on the other teammates. The other teammates is like, okay, Khalil Mack is here. He got all that money, which he deserves. I mean, he might be underpaid. After watching, he might be underpaid. But you got a guy, a superstar. Not only is he getting paid the money, but he's bringing it every Sunday. You have no choice but to follow. And if that don't make you step up your game, nothing in this world will.
Yeah.
And Khalil Mack, right now, you can argue. You can make a serious argument. I know you got Showtime Mahomes, a couple other players, but you can make an argument that Khalil Mack could be up for MVP in these first 4 games. He has been meant that much. I mean, you look at before we traded. I mean, the minute he stepped on the field with the Bears, you saw the defense. I know we lost that game in Green Bay, but you saw the defense. You saw the shift on how good they was going to be. And his impact has been felt.
Yeah, you know what? He has a good shot of doing it if the Bears can stay consistent. He'll be the first defensive player to be the most valuable player since Lawrence Taylor back in 1986. And we got to address the Akeem Hicks issue. Okay, they saying the referee saying he pushed him and things like that. It wasn't, the ref overreacted. I saw the play, I saw the replay and things like that in slow motion. He didn't push him, he didn't extend his arm and knock him down. The ref flopped like he was taking a charge in the NBA finals. All right, and then he overreacted and threw his flag. It was a belly bump. Akeem Hicks gave him a little belly bump. I hope the NFL, did they suspend him? I don't know.
I ain't heard nothing yet.
I hope they don't suspend him. Hopefully he just get a little fine and things like that. But yeah, other than that, that was the only downfall. But yeah, Akeem Hicks, everybody played great on defense. And Aaron Lynch, man, and Bilal Nichols, man. Everybody's coming through.
Yeah, that was just a game. That was a game for the Bears right there. They had everything went well for them in that game. Now the key is for them not to get too big headed about this one. That's one game. Gotta let it go. They on the bye week now. They're going on vacation. You know, they'll be back next week.
Right.
Don't let that get in your head. Don't come in overconfident and cocky. Stay hungry. Stay focused. You got to go to Miami, which will be a tough game. Absolutely. You're watching Spectator Sport.
I got one more thing,
okay,
man,
I'm
before
sorry.
you go, man. Look. Here's one thing that Bear fans cannot forget, okay? The better Mitch, the Biscuit Man, plays, the further down that Raiders first round pick they got for the Bears.
Absolutely.
Okay, if Mitch keeps playing good, that Raiders pick gonna go further and further down the draft into the 20s, maybe into the 30s, because the Raiders traded Mac. They wanted that Bears pick because they felt like it was gonna be weak. They was pretty much telling Mitch, we think you suck. Okay, Mitch need to prove them wrong, okay? And if Mitch can do his thing, if the Bears defense can stay consistent and Mitch can play half as good, okay, we may get a rematch of the NFC Championship game. You know what game I'm talking about?
What's that? Bears and Packers?
No, not the Bears and Packers. 1985, Bears and the Rams. Wilbur Marshall running back with the fumble.
You going
Bears
fire? You going?
Rams.
Don't you can't excite me like that right now. You can't excite me like that.
Rematch of that right there.
Well, you know they do come here in December. They do come. You know it's gonna be cold out here. We'll see that Rams offense in December. Can't wait for that. But that's a long way to go. All the thing we think about.
I'm getting a little ahead of myself.
Yeah, you're a little ahead of. Shout out to John Gruden. You watching Spectator Sport on SpectatorSport.com. When we come back, Terence Cavin is here to talk NBA basketball. We'll be back. Welcome back to Spectator Sport, sponsored by SpectatorSport.com. I'm Zach Roach.
I'm Adi Wally.
Make sure you go on SpectatorSport.com into the YouTube page and subscribe to that Spectator Sport page. This is episode number 21. We call it the Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan edition. Two legends. We talking basketball, so we sticking to that theme. We got my man Terence Cavin here to talk NBA hoops with us. What's happening?
What's going on?
Man, all right. Look, I'm not gonna waste your time. Let's just get right into it. Jimmy Butler wants out of Minnesota. Who should trade for him?
I would say the 76ers. They're trying to win right now.
Okay.
You got a lot of key pieces. You can give up Fultz if you want to go that route. That's your young star. We still haven't seen what you have. You got Saric, you got Covington, you got a few people, and you know their salary cap is pretty good. They can afford to pay them. So I mean, if you want to make a run of this thing right now, why not?
Yeah. You know,
like that.
Yeah. Philly, because that's perfect because they couldn't get LeBron. They was trying to get him. They also tried to make the trade for Kawhi. Didn't work. They had to settle for Wilson Chandler. But another team I was thinking about, maybe the Pelicans can trade a draft pick. Okay, they do put Solomon Hill on the bench. Have him with AD. What do you think about that?
I don't look. Jimmy's a good player. He is a good player. But if I'm a GM out there in the NBA, I'm not trading for Jimmy Butler. To me, he's not worth me giving up first round picks.
Yeah.
It's not to say he's not worth a first round pick because he is, but he's going into the final year of his contract, and I got a chance to get him and keep my people with me. He's not. You only do that for upper echelon players. Did I say that word right? Echelon? Okay, you only do that for the upper guys. Now, if it was Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, then I'll be like, here, you can have everyone. You can have these first round picks. But not for Jimmy Butler.
You think Jimmy's overrating himself?
I think so. I do. Now, and I like it. It's not no knock on Jimmy Butler. He is a good player. He is an all-star caliber player. He's probably going to make the all-star team this year. But my question would be, Terence, let me just ask you this. If he leaves Minnesota, what better young player out there is he going to play with that's better than Karl Anthony Towns?
That's true. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Joy, if he get traded to Philly, then he'll play with Joy.
That's the only.
They have the personality. They're not gonna just let Jimmy come in here and just take, still run the show. Like, nah, this is Embiid, Simmons. I think those guys are pretty headstrong. They're not kind of like, I guess Cat was a little too soft. Him and Wiggins, they just.
One more point though. If Jimmy Butler is the leader though, he's supposed to help them with that. Remember,
absolutely.
Karl Anthony Towns is 22 years old. He's a young guy. These are young guys. Jimmy Butler's a grown man, and he's supposed to be a veteran leader. If you're a veteran leader, you don't go bash him to other people. You don't go just talking about him, dog. You help him out.
Yeah.
But that's all I'm gonna say about Jimmy.
I feel you. So let me ask you this, Terence. So which player on a new team will have the strongest impact?
I gotta say Kawhi Leonard. I gotta say Kawhi. I mean,
Yes.
he got a lot of young players over there. You got Van Fleet, you got Wright, you got Valanciunas. I mean, he got some talent over there, and he can definitely be that leader. And Kawhi has proven he can be a leader when he was in San Antonio. He's gonna come to Toronto and turn that organization around. So don't be surprised if Toronto come out the East this year.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, maybe the guy DeMar DeRozan. Maybe he can have a big impact in San Antonio.
Yeah, but the West is loaded. That's the thing. The West is loaded.
Yeah.
So
And we know DeMar DeRozan is not prime time. It's a difference between good players and prime time. And
Kawhi
he is
prime
not.
time.
Kawhi is prime time. He did it on the biggest stage against LeBron James. That was his matchup, and he won Finals MVP. That was his matchup.
True.
So, and DeMar DeRozan, we see what happens when he plays LeBron. All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to go in on DeMar.
You see when they took out his ankle when he was playing Golden State. He was lighting them boys up.
Yeah.
So they was up 25 points.
Yeah.
And
everything collapsed. After
you know what? You know who the Spurs should blame for everything that happened? Zaza Pachulia.
Yeah.
He is the reason. He is the blame.
Yeah, no doubt.
Kawhi would probably still be a San Antonio Spur if it wasn't for Zaza Pachulia.
Dirty player.
All right. So other news. Okay. Rookie team. Give me your top 5 rookies this year.
Top 5 rookies. I gotta go with the big guy, Ayton. This guy is physically gifted. He's a beast. He gets that ball in the paint. I mean, he's the next big man. He's the next Shaq. That's my opinion.
Ooh.
I know that's saying a lot.
Wow.
I got
Shaq.
Yeah. I got Donick.
He gonna be a bad
My
guy.
sleeper, Miles Bridges for the Hornets.
Wow.
Watch this guy.
Miles Bridges.
I like
Miles
Miles.
Bridges.
I like Miles.
Of course, Donick, and another one, Kevin Knox for the Knicks.
Kevin
I
Knox,
like
that's
Knox.
my
I
dude.
like
That's
Knox.
It's my team.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Colin Sexton though. I didn't hear you say Colin Sexton.
I like Sexton. You gotta keep an eye on him too.
I got Sexton in my 5.
Yeah.
I like him too.
Yeah, I got Sexton and I got Trae Young in there. I think Trae Young is gonna have the green light in Atlanta. He doesn't have really too many guys to pass the ball to. I think he's gonna just light up. He's
gonna take him a couple.
He's gonna shoot a lot of shots out there in ATL.
I got Wendell Carter in my top 5. I got Wendell Carter. I think he's going.
Wendell.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be a homer here. I know it's gonna sound like I'm being a homer here, but I think because what he can do defensively as well and offensively, I think he's gonna be really good with the Bulls. He's gonna fit in good.
No doubt.
Yeah, he lit up the summer league. Was that 21 a game? Summer league?
Something like that. I really don't pay attention.
Summer league.
Yes, you can't take summer league serious. But,
Yeah.
I mean, because Tony Snell will be all-star. Summer league.
Yeah. Tony used to light him up.
Hey, he was a summer league legend. I mean,
He went crazy out there.
yeah.
But All right, so we talking about these rookies, man. You get now. Who you think gonna get the rookie of the year? It's a lot of good rookies right here, man. Who you think gonna?
A lot of good rookies. If I had to pick, it's gonna be between Aton and Donick. I gotta go with Aton.
Aton.
I gotta go with
Okay.
Aton, man. This guy's about to destroy the NBA.
Yeah. That
He's
guy.
about to destroy the league.
7-footer in there, Phoenix, looking
a good
good.
guy.
He got game.
Yeah.
He gonna be a monster. No question about
No
it.
doubt. I voted for Kevin Knox, man. I like the guy.
I like Kevin.
I like Kevin
I
Knox.
voted for Kevin Knox. I like him. 6'9", smooth, small forward. Led Kentucky in scoring last year. Averaged 21 points a game in summer league. It's a good time to see. You know what kind of game these guys got before they go into the pros. Number 9 pick with the Knicks. The man, the unicorn, is out. So Knox is gonna have a lot of opportunities.
Gonna have a green light.
Yeah, Porzingis is out of there. So Kevin Knox, you're gonna see him get a lot of opportunities.
Yeah. It's a big market over there in New York.
I agree with you. I got Aiden as my rookie of the year too, but I do have Knox in my top 5. I do have him in my top 5. Now, let's talk to the guys who's been playing. You know, the super. Who is gonna be on the All NBA team this year?
You gotta go Steph Curry, LeBron James,
Yep.
AD, the Beard, and Durant. That's my team.
No doubt. Yeah, I totally agree with
my
that,
team.
man.
You
You're
got
on point.
the same team?
Oh, the only thing is, I don't have Steph Curry on there. I have Russell Wilson, a triple-double machine.
Russell Westbrook?
Russell Westbrook. Oh, let's do that. But yeah, Russell Westbrook. I got him on there as the guard rather than Steph Curry.
He didn't make it last year. It was
Damian Lillard. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That didn't look good in the
They gotta
first
get
round of
it
the
together
playoffs,
with
but
that.
Yeah.
that didn't look good. I got Harden, KD, Bron, and AD. The only person I got Kyrie this year.
Kyrie Irving.
I got Kyrie
Irving. Good
Irving
pick.
because I'm just looking at it. He's going in the contract year this year.
Okay.
And right now, if he stays healthy, I feel like he's going to explode this year. And Boston has a really good chance to go to the NBA Finals this year.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Great team.
Now, the thing is, there's a couple of guys that's left off the All-NBA first team, really great players like Joel Embiid and Giannis Antetokounmpo. All right. Now, between those two,
That's impressive. You can say that name.
yes. Now, or I can call him a Greek freak like everybody else.
I do.
But between those guys, Embiid and Giannis, if you had to start a team right now from scratch, which one of those guys would you select?
Ooh, y'all put me in a tough spot. Well, you gotta probably go with Embiid. I want to say Giannis, but I would go with Embiid if he's healthy. That guy's a monster. I mean, he can shoot the 3, rebound, he can defend. He got quick feet. I mean, this guy, he's an animal, man. He just annihilates the defense, you know.
He definitely does.
He's a monster.
Yeah.
I gotta go with Embiid.
Yeah, I feel you.
I agree with him. I'm going with Embiid too.
Yeah. The only reason why I would go with Giannis is due to the health, of Embiid. We don't know if he's really truly durable, but yeah, I think Embiid is more skilled. So now, as far as the league MVP, what's your prediction for league MVP this upcoming season?
We mentioned this guy already in our All NBA team. You know, he's going to the Staples Center. He's playing with Lonzo Ball, Kuzma, Rondo. We gotta go with LeBron James.
It's the Hollywood now.
Yeah, he's about to go dominate over there in LA. I gotta go with LeBron.
That's who I picked too. I voted for LeBron to get his 5th MVP in the NBA. I'm definitely going with LeBron James.
LeBron will be in top 3. I'm going with Anthony Davis. I think AD gets his first MVP this year. If he continues to play like he finished the season last year, if he carries that to this season, he's gonna get MVP.
Yeah.
And then he leads the Pelicans back to the playoffs, wins
series.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Anthony Davis. LeBron though, he's gonna do his thing. But I think Anthony Davis. I like AD.
That's definitely my second pick.
You're watching Spectator Sporting on SpectatorSporting.com. We want to give a thanks to my man Terence Cavin for the dope NBA talk. Much appreciated. Up next, we got Jimmy Black, aka James Babbitt, to talk Bulls. We'll be back.
No doubt. All right.
Welcome back to Spectator Sporting. I'm Zach Roach.
I'm Adi Wally.
This is episode number 21. This is the Kevin Garnett and Tim Duncan edition. We had to say 2 names because both of them were so great. Make sure you go on YouTube and subscribe to that Spectator Sporting page. Previous clips, previous shows, and much, much more. We having a lot of fun today, a lot of basketball, and we got my main man, James Babbitt, aka Jimmy Black, here to talk about the Chicago Bulls. Let's just get right into it. I'm gonna ask you a question. The Bulls won that Butler trade, huh?
Thank you, Mr. Tom Thibodeau. Yes, sir, they have. I mean, giving away those Zach LaVine to us and Dunn, along with the pick, which turned out to be Lord Marketing.
Ooh, imagine if they kept that team in Minnesota.
Oh my God! Right now, Tibbs wouldn't be on the way he is now, on the way out.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so, all right. So this upcoming Bulls season, man, what gets you excited the most about this upcoming season?
Well, right now, what gets me excited the most here is that the Bulls have a lot of players with things to prove, and people naysayers saying you got ACL injury, you have the All-Pro ACL team. You know, a lot of jokes are coming their way. So the young, hungry guys are ready to show how young and athletic they are. In which what Garpax warned us to say we're going to get much younger and more athletic. I looked at them and said, yeah, right, and was waiting on it to happen. But eventually it has happened, so we can kind of ease up on them a little bit. And let's see what this young talent will do out there.
No doubt,
Absolutely.
no doubt. So now, okay, that gets you excited and everything, but what concerns you the most about this Bulls season?
Well, what I say what concerns me the most is I don't see the three-point specialist, the three-point shooter. And in today's NBA's game, you need to have that three-point upkeep going on, along with the versatile scoring, which we do have. But I don't see that consistent three-point outside threat, along with the clone of Kurt Heinrich and John Paxson. I thought that this guy could be it, whoever this guy is, the new guy I saw in the game. I said, that looks just like a mixture of John Paxson and Kurt
I'm not even going to try to
together.
say his name.
Yeah, I had a hard time with that stuff.
He just be going to shoot the ball.
He's a little timid out there, but that's what he should be. Right, he should be that guy. So for me, my biggest concern is the three-point threat and staying healthy.
Okay,
because
well,
for some reason that health bug, along with the Bulls, it doesn't.
Market ain't a three-point shooter?
Oh yeah, Laurie Marketing.
Laurie Marketing is. Yeah, I do give you that. Yeah, I say Laurie Marketing three-point shooter, but we're gonna need a little more than him in today's game.
Yeah. And you know what? I'll tell you what concerns me, man. I ask you, but look, check this out. The Bulls allow 110 points a game last year. You know what I'm saying? They were only 3 teams was worse than that, and so it's the defense, man. It's a defense for the Bulls. Hopefully, I don't know what they're doing. Hopefully, Hoiberg is preaching some defense. I know Chris Dunn and Wendell Carter, they like to play D, but giving up 110 points, that's just too much.
Yeah,
absolutely. Now, speaking of Lauren Marketing had an injury. He's out 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
How would that have? I think for me, the Bulls need to get off to a good start if they want to make like a run this year.
Yeah,
how is this going to affect the playoff? How is this going to affect the Bulls at the start of the season?
Well, at the start of the season, I feel like it'll give them to have that mentality of the next man up. So it'll give someone else an opportunity that feels like they should have or could have been in the starting lineup to prove that while Marketing is out, I'm going to hold down this position and play my best. And I think that's going to help them push through into Marketing returns. I feel Bobby Portis will step up. You can mismatch Jabari at the 4, going from the 3 to the 4 with Bobby in there as well with them. So they can do a couple things with the lineup that we have. Fortunately enough, we are kind of deep at that position. So I feel like it'll be okay, and it'll give us time to see what we can do without him, because once he steps in, then we have even more of a force.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So speaking of, you say the Bulls got some depth at power forward. We got players. What player you think really needs to have a good season this year? What player are you looking at to say, you know what, I need you to ball out this year for the Bulls to have more success?
I would say Zach LaVine, because I feel like Zach LaVine is going to have to be our workhorse at that position. Young, athletic. He's coming off the injury. He has a full season to recover, and we'll see him at his most explosive height, is what he's telling us and what everyone is saying. Okay. And for what I've seen this summer in the Seattle Pro-Am leagues, Zach LaVine is ready to go. Yeah, he's ready to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to ask you about Wendell Carter Jr. The Bulls took him with the number 7 pick. Now, first of all, how do you feel about Wendell Carter at the number 7 pick for the Bulls? And do you think he should start right away over Robin Lopez?
Well, I feel like at this point he should start right away, and that's a great pick by the Bulls, because I saw him at Duke when Bagley was out, and Wendell Carter basically held down the fort for that team, being the guy during that time he was out and proved himself, as well as he did in the Summer League and what we saw in the first preseason game. Pretty solid player, play around the rim, soft hands, will hustle, will get out and run, and he also can shoot the long ball, which we're gonna need. We're gonna need everyone who can do it to go ahead and do it.
Okay.
Absolutely. Okay. So we're going into Fred Hoiberg's 4th season as the Bulls.
Wow, 4th season already.
Yes,
man.
The whole story. They picked him. They fired Tibbs 4 years, and now they got Hoiberg.
Yeah,
he's been the one playoff. Now he's got like you say, he's got a young team. He's got an athletic team. A team that kind of fits his style. What's your thoughts on Hoiberg going forward now?
Well, my thoughts going forward is this will be the year to see that he has all the pieces that he's saying he never had before, which we hadn't seen before, actually. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how his system works. That's all we can do because we have no other choice. This is who they chose to be the leader of the team, so we have to roll with it and see what he does. And hopefully the team can overcome any coaching deficiencies that he may have. If his system is flawed, hopefully the team can overcome that. If not, hopefully they get him on up out of here.
Absolutely. So with all that being said, will the Bulls make the playoffs? And if so, how far what seed they're going to be?
Well, me personally, if you ask me every year, I say the Bulls be number 1 seed every year, make the playoffs every year. But to be realistic here in this day and age, I would say that the Bulls right now, I'm picking them to win the division and give Indiana a real good run for the division. Now that LeBron is gone, it's open season in that division. So if they can get the division and run close, I'm picking them to fall between the 4th and the 6th seed in the East.
Okay.
Simply because you have Toronto, Boston, and Philly at the top, no certain order. And after that, it's kind of what team is going to play the most consistent and be the most healthiest and play good ball after that. Because there's no real threat after that. You don't know what the Wizards will be. Not sure about Orlando, Detroit, Milwaukee. They're kind of, everybody is kind of, you just don't know. Right, so I feel like if the Bulls can stay healthy and play consistent and get that division and get close to it, they automatically fall between that 4th and 6th seed.
Okay. All right, between the 4th and 6th seed. Now, how far in the playoffs do you think the Bulls can get?
How far in the playoffs is going to be depending on how they're playing at that time and who can stay healthy. So if they get to the second round, they get past the first round, they have overexceeded everything in this second-year rebuild. Right. So for me, if the Bulls play hard and fight good, I feel like they can make it to the first round and they can make some noise depending on what type of moves are made around February. You never know who will be available. Mm-hmm. So we'll just have to take it case by case, season by season, break it down and see where we're at.
No doubt.
Absolutely. I think they can make the playoffs, but I don't know if they get out the first round. I don't know if they're ready for that yet, but we'll see. Like you say, we will see. You're watching Spectator Sport on SpectatorSport.com. I want to thank my main man, James Babbitt, aka Jimmy Black, for the great Bulls analysis. When we come back, we talking Cubs and more football picks. We'll be back. Welcome back to Spectator Sport, sponsored by Spectator Sport, and I'm Zach Rhodes.
I'm Adi Wallace.
This is episode number 21. We call it the Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan edition, 2 great legends of our time. Make sure you go to youtube.com and subscribe to that Spectator Sport. And also check out spectatorsport.com and check out the articles by my man. I want to thank Jimmy Black, aka James Babbitt, and Terence Cavin for their great analysis on the Bulls and the rest of the NBA. Now, for sadder news. The Chicago Cubs were on fire for a minute, then it was cold. Hot, cold, hot, cold.
Yeah.
And then they got cold at the wrong time.
Hot or not.
They lost to Milwaukee for the division title. Then they played the Colorado Rockies, and Colorado Rockies came to Wrigley Field in a wild card game and beat the Cubs in 13 innings. Wow.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. Jason Hayward, he was in there in the 7th inning, bases loaded, he struck out, man. I'm like, oh,
that was huge.
That was a bad sign. Javi Baez came in with a big hit in the 8th inning. RBI to tie the game up. John Lester had a great game, 9 strikeouts.
Big time pitcher. He's so good. It's really not too many other pitchers in the big game that I want over him.
Yeah,
it's a fact.
He came through. He only played 6 innings though, but yeah, he went to 13 innings. Some guy named Tony Walters, he had the game-winning RBI hit.
Yeah.
And so it's tough, man. So now the Cubs got to think about the offseason.
They definitely got it. But shout out to the Cubs, because whatever we say, we have never in our lifetime seen the Cubs make the playoffs 4 years in a row. And the fact that they did that, you got to give them credit for that. But now I think this team needs a boost. I think they need a boost. It's been some rumblings about Joe Madden. It has been some rumblings like, is he going to come back? Now it has been reported that he will be back. They expect him to be back. He's been a great manager, no doubt about it. But I think they need some infusion, and there's a lot of people out there saying Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper is going to be on the Cubs because he wants to play with Chris Bryant. And can you imagine that lineup? Because I think they need that type of joke. Kind of like almost like when Golden State lost to Cleveland.
Right.
And after winning 73 games and they lost, that was a downer. But boom, out of nowhere. Oh, Kevin Durant's going down. Forget all about that.
Right.
That's the Cubs. I think they can get. I think they need something like that going into next season.
Yeah, because they just scored 1 run against the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yes.
Okay, in the 163rd game, they scored 1 run against the Colorado Rockies. They do need another hot bat in that lineup. And hopefully Chris Bryant can have a bounce back year next.
Stay healthy. They had a lot of health issues this year. And don't forget, we got what's the pitcher they picked up? It's
Yu Darvish.
Yu Darvish.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. I'm just not a fan of his. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
But hopefully he shuts me up and proves me wrong. He comes back next year because we did have a voided pitcher. Now Cole Hamels came in and filled in pretty good. Quintana, he was so-so this year, the 4th starter. Lester was phenomenal. He should be a Cy Young contender.
Right.
And Hendricks didn't have his best year. So I think if Yu Darvish, because we gave him a lot of money, Cubs gave him a lot of money. If he can come back and pitch like he's paid, then the Cubs, that'll help them out tremendously. But I just don't trust Yu Darvish.
Yeah, the Cubs are contenders every year.
They will be contenders.
4 straight years in the playoffs, like you said. That's pretty dope.
That's pretty good. So hopefully the Cubs can bounce back next year and get that second World Series. Get that second one big because these contracts is coming up soon. Rizzo, Chris Bryant, all these guys are gonna want to get paid, so they better milk it while they got it. You just don't know.
No doubt.
You're watching Spectator Sporting on SpectatorSporting.com. When we come back, we got the rest of our football picks. We'll be back. Welcome back to Spectator Sporting, sponsored by SpectatorSporting.com. I'm Zach Rose.
I'm Adi Wale.
This is episode number 21. We call it the Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett edition. 2 legends. I want to give a shout out to Jimmy Black, aka James Babbitt, for the Dope Bulls interview. Shout out to Terence Cavin for his MVP picks and all that in the NBA. Plenty of football talk. Sorry for the down on the Cubs. But let's talk. We got some more picks. We want to just go over real quick before we get out of here. Dallas at Houston. This is the Texas Bowl.
Right.
What's your thoughts on this?
Oh yeah, man. You know what? The Cowboys defensive end, DeMarcus Lawrence, that guy right there, he had 3 sacks and 3 tackles for loss in the win against the Detroit Lions. The guy's leading the league in sacks. He's very underrated in the NFL. And your boy Zeke Elliott, he snapped. He had 240 all-purpose yards. He went crazy. Dallas finally figured out they had pretty much a great running back on their team, probably the best running back in the NFL.
They finally decided to throw him the ball.
Right, and he was burning linebackers left and right. But Deshaun Watson, he did throw for 375 yards, 2 touchdown passes, only 1 pick against in Indianapolis for their first win of the season in overtime. When the guy for the Colts, he went for it on 4th down. He was tweaking on that one right there. Just go for the tie, man. I'd rather have a tie than a loss. I'll tell you that all day. But the thing is about Deshaun Watson, he was sacked 7 times in that game. The O-line's not coming through for Watson, man. And then you got their lead back, Lamar Miller. He had only 59 yards and 2 yards per carry in the last 2 games combined. The last 2 games combined, 59 yards.
That's not good.
That running game is pathetic. I picked the Cowboys to win this game. I got the Cowboys winning this game. I gave them 6 confidence points. I got Cowboys winning the close window, 26-23.
I think it's going to be a very close game because I think that second half, I think that drive for them to beat the Colts after the Colts came back, and the drive that he led them on to get them back in game, and then the overtime thing, that might be a jump start for the Houston Texans and Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson was sacked 7 times, but he threw the ball really good in that game.
Yeah.
He started to show himself. He was like, okay, I'm back. The ACL injuries, behind me, I'm back. But with that being said, I'm going with Dallas. I got to go with Zeke and them. And Dallas defense, DeMarcus Lawrence and them on the other side rushing, that's going to be an issue there. Houston, that is going to be a serious
Going
issue.
against that O-line, it's not.
But I only gave him 1 point. I got it 20-17. I think it's going to be a kind of a defensive struggle, but I think it's going to be a good game.
Right.
I'm going to go with some other games. I just want to get your thoughts on the Giants had a stinker. They lost at home to the Saints. What do you think about their chances in Carolina?
Well, the Giants, they had the toughest schedule, I think. They played the Jaguars the first game, then they played at Dallas, then at Houston. Now they just played the Saints. Now they go to at Carolina. Man, that's a pretty tough schedule. Now, the Panthers, they're coming off a bye week, okay? And during that bye week, their all-pro right guard, Trey Turner, he got healthy. Okay,
that was huge.
They need some protection for Cam. They need to open up some holes for I was gonna call him Ed McCaffrey, but yeah, Christian McCaffrey. So I picked the Carolina Panthers in this game. I got them winning 21-17. I gave them 5 confidence points.
I picked Carolina as well.
Yeah.
26-17. I gave them 6 points. Pittsburgh at Atlanta.
Yeah.
This is you picked Atlanta, right?
Yes.
And I picked Pittsburgh.
Right.
Why did you pick Atlanta?
Well, you know what? In the last 13 games, Pittsburgh only lost once to Atlanta, and they never lost to Atlanta ever in NFL history. They never lost to Atlanta in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Atlanta never got a win in Pittsburgh. It's never happened. I think it's going to happen for the first time, okay? Atlanta, they lost 3 games, extremely close games, by a combined score of 13 points. You know, they're right there. I think they're going to break through. I think they're going to come through and beat Pittsburgh, man. And I get how many points I gave them. I gave them 2 confidence points, though, 35-31.
I got Pittsburgh winning this game. You talk about 2 awful defenses, though, right now. I mean, both teams, they're bad at defense. They're just bad at defense right now. But I got to go with Pittsburgh at home. I don't see Atlanta. It's different playing on grass than in the dome. You know, you're going outside in the elements. I mean, it's still going to be nice out, but it's still different. The speed ain't the same. I got to go with Pittsburgh. I got to go with Big Ben. I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game, though. I like Ridley, though.
Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, he's a bad boy. Yeah. He's a bad boy.
Julio Jones, come through for me, man.
He's a bad boy. But I got Pittsburgh 41-38.
How many points? How many confidence points?
And I gave him 4 points.
Okay.
I gave Pittsburgh 4 points.
Not too high with that.
No, not too high. Denver had a tough loss on Monday night.
Yeah.
Now they're traveling to play the Jets. Sam Darnold. Are they gonna destroy Sam Darnold?
I think they're gonna destroy Sam Darnold. I think they're gonna destroy him. The Denver Broncos coming off a loss. Sam Darnold had a great game against the Detroit Lions at game 1, but ever since then he's been looking like a rookie that needs more time.
Absolutely.
So I gave Denver Broncos 11 confidence points. I got them winning the low-scoring game, 16-13 in that game.
I got them winning 17-13, and I gave them 10 points. One more game. The Rams, they look like a machine. I mean, are we witnessing the greatest show on turf again in 2018 with the Rams with Jared Goff, Todd Gurley, Robert Woods, Brandon Cooks, the whole shit. They got it all.
Right, Isaac Bruce.
Marshall Falk, Isaiah King, bring them all back.
Right, they're killing me. I was kind of thinking about, the Hawks, Seattle Seahawks, maybe coming up. They're at home. They're pretty good at home. Yep. All right. But the thing is, that offensive line, I just can't get over the Seattle's offensive line. I just can't get over it. And you got Sue and you got Aaron Donald. I could just see them throwing my man Russell Wilson around and everything. And so I picked the Rams 31-20, and I gave them 12 confidence points.
I gave the Rams 9 points. I gave them 9 points for the simple fact it is a division rival.
Yeah.
It is a division rival, so you just don't know.
And in Seattle.
And in Seattle, but I got to go with the Rams. The Rams are on fire, and I think Aaron Donald is going to destroy Seattle's front line, and I just think that's where it's going to end at. And I got them winning 35-24. You've been watching Spectator Sport on SpectatorSport.com. I want to give a shout out to James Babbitt, aka Jimmy Black, and Terence Cavin for the dope interviews. Until then, in the meantime, in between time, we'll see you. We out.